Putin's secret underground bunker has allegedly been struck by a daring Ukrainian deep strike, sending shockwaves throughout the Kremlin and raising fears about the safety of Russia's top leadership. And this stunning development has left Moscow scrambling to contain both the military and political fallout. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe and like my videos. Reports circulating from multiple intelligence sources suggest that Ukraine carried out a long-range precision attack on a fortified command post believed to house Russian high-ranking officials and possibly even President Vladimir Putin himself. While the Kremlin quickly denied that Putin was anywhere near the site of the strike, Western intelligence agencies and Ukrainian insiders claimed that the operation was one of Kyiv's most ambitious attempts to destabilize Russia's war command structure. The very idea that Ukraine could hit a supposedly impenetrable bunker deep inside Russian-controlled territory is a nightmare scenario for Moscow, which has always projected an image of invulnerability around its leader. Analysts say this was not just an attack on a military site, but a psychological strike aimed directly at Putin's aura of control, sending a clear message that even his most secure hideouts are no longer beyond Ukraine's reach. In recent months, Kyiv has expanded its capability to strike hundreds of kilometers beyond the front lines using Western-supplied missiles, drones, and domestically modified weapons. Each successful attack inside Russia has chipped away at the myth of security surrounding Putin and his top brass, but this latest deep strike has taken the conflict to an entirely new level. According to leaked intelligence briefings, the bunker targeted was located in a remote forested area, heavily guarded and constructed to withstand nuclear blasts, yet somehow Ukrainian forces managed to pinpoint its coordinates and launch a precision-guided strike that left sections of underground facility damaged. Some unverified reports suggest that several high-ranking Russian generals may have been injured or killed during the operation, though Moscow has predictably dismissed these claims as propaganda. Still, the panic within the Kremlin has been hard to disguise. Social media channels linked to Russian insiders hinted at unusual movements of security convoys in the hours following the strike, and rumors swirled that Putin had been rushed to an undisclosed location for his protection. The symbolism of the attack cannot be overstated. For years, Putin has relied on a network of hidden bunkers scattered across Russia, from Moscow to the Ural Mountains, as part of his continuity of government strategy in case of nuclear war or major uprisings. These bunkers are designed to ensure that Russia's leadership survives even in worst-case scenarios, but Ukraine's ability to hit one has exposed vulnerabilities that few in Moscow want to admit. Western defense analysts argue that this could mark a turning point in the war, shifting psychological pressure onto Russia's leadership in ways the battlefield alone could not achieve. The strike not only demonstrates Ukrainian ingenuity and intelligence penetration, but also reflects Kyiv's determination to bring the war home to Putin personally, undermining his image as an untouchable strongman. On the Russian side, state-controlled media has gone into overdrive, downplaying the incident, denying any damage, and ridiculing the idea that Ukraine could ever target Putin directly. Yet the tight-lipped reactions from official Kremlin spokespeople have only fueled speculation that the attack hit closer to home than Russia is willing to admit publicly. Meanwhile, international observers are closely watching how Putin will respond. If the bunker strike is confirmed, it represents a major escalation, and Moscow may feel compelled to retaliate with harsher measures, possibly targeting Ukrainian government sites or escalating missile strikes on Kyiv. At the same time, Putin faces the delicate task of reassuring his population and elites that he remains firmly in control. Already, whispers among Russia's oligarchs and political class suggest growing unease about the war's trajectory, and this attack will likely intensify doubts about Putin's ability to guarantee security even for himself, let alone the country. Ukraine, for its part, has remained deliberately vague about its role in the operation, with senior officials neither confirming nor denying the strike, but instead dropping cryptic hints about their expanding reach. Mikhailo Podolyak, an advisor to President Zelensky, tweeted that no bunker is deep enough to hide from justice, a comment widely interpreted as a veiled reference to Putin. Such statements add to the psychological warfare that Kiev has been waging against Moscow, knowing that the perception of vulnerability can be as damaging as physical destruction. Beyond the immediate shock factor, military experts believe this operation may signal a new phase of Ukrainian strategy, targeting not just front-line units, but the very nerve centers of Russian command and control. By threatening the leadership's safe havens, Ukraine is effectively forcing Russia to divert resources to protect its elite, stretching its already strained military logistics. Moreover, the strike underscores the growing role of Western intelligence and technology in Ukraine's war effort. Satellite imagery, signals intelligence, and advanced missile systems provided by NATO allies likely played a crucial role in identifying and hitting the bunker. This level of cooperation shows that Ukraine's fight is increasingly supported by a sophisticated web of international partners determined to weaken Russia's grip. For Putin, the timing of this attack could not be worse. Domestically, he is facing mounting discontent over the drawn-out war, economic hardships from sanctions, and the loss of tens of thousands of soldiers. Internationally, his alliances with countries like China and North Korea have yet to deliver the decisive advantage he seeks. A strike on his personal safety compounds these pressures, making him appear cornered both at home and abroad. Some commentators argue that this could push him toward even more reckless decisions, possibly escalating the war in ways that carry grave risks for Europe and the world. Others believe it could weaken his hold on power, emboldening rivals within the Kremlin who might see him as vulnerable. Either way, the attack has changed the calculus. The image of Putin as an untouchable leader, safe in hidden bunkers, is now shattered, and that psychological blow may prove just as damaging as any battlefield defeat. The Ukrainian public, meanwhile, has celebrated the news with a surge of morale, viewing it as proof that their resistance is not only surviving but striking fear at the very heart of Russian power. Videos of the strike's aftermath, though unverified, have circulated widely, amplifying the sense of Ukrainian capability. Symbolically, it has reinforced the idea that justice is closing in on Putin, no matter how deep he hides. From a strategic standpoint, the strike also sends a message to Russia's allies and fence-sitters worldwide. Supporting Moscow comes with risks, as even its leader is not beyond reach. It also warns authoritarian regimes everywhere that underground bunkers and secret hideouts are no guarantee of safety in an age of modern warfare. As the dust settles, the world awaits Moscow's response. Will Putin lash out with vengeance, risking escalation, or will he retreat further into his bunkers, projecting weakness? For now, the deep strike on his secret bunker has already achieved one of Ukraine's most important objectives, shaking the foundations of Kremlin confidence and proving that even the mightiest fortress can be breached. This is not just a blow to Putin's war strategy, but a symbolic crack in the armor of his rule, one that may widen in the weeks to come as Ukraine continues to push the limits of what it can achieve on the battlefield and beyond. And as history has shown, once the aura of invincibility around a dictator begins to crumble, the fall that follows can be sudden and dramatic.